173 degrees. That is the temperature difference across the United States right now. 103 degrees in Laredo, Texas. -70 in Alaska. That kind of imbalance does not just sit there, it snaps. And when it snaps, it brings ice storms, severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, and flooding. All of it is heading for the heart of this country over the next 10 days, and I am about to tell you exactly when it hits, where it hits, and how bad it gets for more than 270 cities across America. But here is what I need you to do right now. Drop a comment with the city or town where you live. I am going to be responding with specific forecasts for your area because this pattern affects almost everyone differently. What is an ice storm for one city is 83 degrees and sunshine for another. So tell me where you are, and I will tell you what is coming. Now, before we break this down day by day, I want you to know that the most dangerous part of this entire pattern is coming on Friday. I will give you the full breakdown at the 5-minute mark. But trust me, you do not want to skip ahead because what happens Monday through Thursday is going to set the stage for everything. And if you are anywhere from Dallas to Chicago to Washington, D.C., the next 7 days are going to test you. So stay with me. Let us start with tonight and Monday morning because there is a sneaky ice event that a lot of people are not talking about yet. High pressure sitting over the Great Lakes is going to wedge freezing cold air down the eastern side of the Appalachian Mountains. Meteorologists call this cold air damming, and it creates the perfect setup for freezing rain. Here is the timing. The freezing rain begins overnight tonight, Sunday into Monday, between midnight and 2 in the morning across central Illinois, central Indiana, and southern Ohio. By Monday morning, around 6 to 8 in the morning, the worst icing shifts east into West Virginia, and western Maryland. If you live in or near any of these cities, listen carefully. Cincinnati, you are looking at a glaze of ice plus 1 to 2 inches of snow on top of it. Indianapolis, expect bands of heavy snow mixed with ice during the Monday morning commute. Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, a coating of ice is likely overnight into early Monday. Kansas City and areas north of St. Louis, a glaze of ice tonight could make bridges and overpasses extremely dangerous. Now here is the part that really concerns me. The Interstate 81 corridor through the Shenandoah Valley between Harrisonburg and Staunton, Virginia is right in the bullseye. Interstate 64 between Beckley, West Virginia and Lexington, Virginia could see the worst icing of the entire event. Frederick, Maryland, the outer suburbs of Washington, D.C., Lynchburg, Salem, Hillsville, all of you need to be on high alert Monday morning. Most models are showing about 1/10 of an inch of ice. That does not sound like much, but 1/10 of an inch of ice turns every bridge, overpass, and untreated road into a skating rink. And it is arriving right during the Monday morning rush hour. That is the worst possible timing. Moving into Tuesday, this system lifts north into the Northeast and New England. The Interstate 95 corridor from Washington, D.C., up through Philadelphia, New York City, and into Boston will see a sloppy transition. It starts as a little snow, then changes over to sleet, then to plain rain as warmer air pushes in from the south. Upstate New York, you could see some decent icing. Higher elevations in Pennsylvania, same story. Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, expect a couple inches of snow, but honestly, after what you have been through this winter, it will not feel like a big deal. But do not get comfortable because here is where the pattern takes a hard turn. Starting Wednesday, severe weather season officially wakes up across the southern plains. A disturbance is going to fire up thunderstorms across southeast Oklahoma and north central Texas. Tulsa, you are in this. Dallas, you are in this. Fort Worth, you are in this. We are looking at moderate instability with enough wind shear to support organized storms. Wednesday is going to be active, but it is not the main event. And this is what I promised you. This is the part you do not want to miss. Friday, March 6th into Saturday, March 7th is shaping up to be the most dangerous day of this entire sequence. The Storm Prediction Center has already issued a 15% probability of significant severe weather. They do not issue that lightly. This covers a massive area. Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Springfield, Missouri, Kansas City, all inside that threat zone. Here's the timing for Friday. Storms begin firing during the late morning and early afternoon hours across central Texas and southern Oklahoma. By mid-afternoon, between 2 and 5 in the evening, supercells are expected to be fully organized across the Dallas, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City metro areas. Peak severity hits between 4 in the afternoon and 10 at night as storms track northeast from Oklahoma into Missouri and Kansas. We are talking about large hail, damaging straight-line winds, and yes, tornadoes. The atmospheric setup driving this is a powerful upper-level trough that both the American and European models have been consistently showing for days now. When both models agree on something this far out, you pay attention. But the severe weather is only half the story. Do not skip this next part because flooding is going to be a massive problem. Over the next 7 days, 4 to 8 inches of rain is expected across a huge swath of the country. The hot spot is centered right around Fort Smith, Arkansas, but the flood threat extends from Dallas north to St. Louis, east to Columbus and Cincinnati, south to Nashville, and west to Topeka. Some pockets could see even more than 8 inches. Why so much rain? Because those clashing air masses are going to create a persistent conveyor belt of moisture streaming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Wave after wave after wave of rain, some of it severe, some of it just steady and relentless. Add it all together and somebody is ending up with a serious flooding problem. If you live anywhere in that zone, watch your creeks and streams. Even if your area has been in a drought, 3 inches in a short period is enough to cause flash flooding. Now let me give you the temperature picture because this is where it gets wild. By Friday, Houston hits 81 degrees, Nashville 83, Cincinnati 76, Chicago 61, Kansas City 70, Dallas 80, Columbia, Raleigh, and Richmond 80 degrees. Down in the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida, it is going to feel like full-on spring. Any spring breakers heading south, you are going to have a beautiful week. But look what is building behind all that warmth. A massive pool of cold air is stacking up in the Rockies. Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, South Dakota, and Nebraska are all looking at significant snowfall by Friday and Saturday. Rapid City and Bismarck could see a full-blown winter storm while Dallas is sitting at 80 degrees. That contrast is the engine driving everything. And here's the twist that most people are not seeing yet. Around March 10th through the 12th, roughly 10 days from now, both the American GFS model and the European model are showing a major storm system that could be the biggest event of the entire month. A massive mid-latitude cyclone with a full winter weather side and a full severe weather side. Think blizzard conditions across the northern plains and upper Midwest while tornadoes and severe thunderstorms hammer the southern plains and deep south simultaneously. The European model shows this system potentially affecting areas all the way from the Carolinas to the Dakotas. So here is your city-by-city summary for the week ahead. Monday, ice and snow for Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Louisville, Lexington, Kansas City, St. Louis, the Shenandoah Valley, Western Maryland, and the Washington, D.C. suburbs. Tuesday, wintry mix transitioning to rain along the Interstate 95 corridor from D.C. to Boston, with snow for Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and upstate New York. Wednesday, severe storms across southeast Oklahoma, north-central Texas, Dallas, Tulsa, and Fort Worth. Thursday, continued rain and storms across the central United States with warming temperatures east of the Mississippi. Friday into Saturday, the big severe weather day from Waco to Kansas City with supercells, large hail, damaging winds, and tornado potential. Winter storm potential building across the Rockies, Colorado, Wyoming, and the northern plains. All week long, heavy rain and flood potential from Dallas to St. Louis to Cincinnati to Nashville to Columbus. The Climate Prediction Center is showing above-average precipitation likely for the entire Midwest, the Southern Plains, the Upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the Deep South. Meanwhile, California is trending drier. Now, remember what I said at the beginning. Drop your city in the comments, and I will get you a more specific forecast for your area. This pattern is affecting the entire country, but the details matter depending on exactly where you are. Are you on the ice side, the severe weather side, or the flooding side? Tell me where you live, and I will tell you which one to prepare for. One more thing before I let you go. If you have a generator, now is the time to test it. If you have a weather radio, make sure the batteries are fresh. If you live in a mobile home anywhere in that Friday severe weather zone, identify your nearest sturdy shelter now, not when the sirens are going off. Being prepared is not about being scared, it is about being smart. And smart people plan ahead. And do not go anywhere after this because in the next video, I am going to break down that monster storm system building for March 10th through the 12th. The models are already showing something that could be historic, and I want to make sure you are ready before it arrives. Make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on so you do not miss it. Stay safe out there this week. I will see you in the